Hi YouTube, welcome back to Darkmoon Metals. In today's video, I'm going to be changing the jaws in my Atlas 3-jaw lathe chuck. First thing I'm going to do is unplug the power and then give you guys a close-up of the chuck itself. First order of business is to get these jaws out of the chuck. So normally what you would do is you would take your chuck key, put it into your chuck, and just start turning a lot. If you're like me, what I've done is I've found a match to this chuck key. This is a 1/4 inch square drive for the chuck, and what I'm going to do, instead of using the chuck key to get these jaws out, I'm going to do something a little faster. It's a little trick that I came up with. I'm using a 1/4 inch adapter for a drill to a socket, and that'll fit inside of the chuck just about perfect. So I'm going to put this in my cordless drill, tighten that down, and on the drill's slowest speed, I'm going to back these jaws out until they don't back out any further. As soon as all the jaws stop moving, that means it's disengaged from the spiral inside the chuck. And I'm going to go ahead there we go, a little stiff, some of them. Now let me show you how this chuck works. I've zoomed in really close on one of the channels for the jaw on the chuck. Now there's a spiral in here that will engage teeth on the back of the chuck jaws. So what I'm going to do is just to show you how this works. I have a small pick, and I'm just going to rest it ever so gently on the spiral, and I'm going to rotate it using the cordless drill. And you can see how it will engage and how it will move the jaw up and down. Go back up. So you can see how the jaws will travel. Now, installing the jaws into the chuck, there is a trick to that, and I'll show you that in just a second. I've got my chuck jaws and I'm ready to install them. The one trick to remember with a 3-jaw chuck, these jaws are going to be numbered. I've got number 1, 2, and 3, and this is the order of engagement, how you put them in the chuck. So you put this one in first, this one second, this one third. Because it's a spiral inside, these jaws, if I line them up next to each other, you'll notice that they are not all uniform. In a spiral, they can't be. If these were uniform, the jaw wouldn't close evenly. So I'm going to grab, let's see here, I'm going to grab my number 1. And what I want to zoom in on for you is the top of the spiral here. And I've got this preset, so as I turn it, you can see the top of the spiral appear. So I'm going to start out with this this position, and what I'm going to do is make sure that that spiral can't be seen. I want to have it tucked in back there. And as I zoom out, I'm going to take the chuck jaw, I'm going to slide it into place, and I take a little hammer. This has a little rubber tip on it, and I want to make sure that it's seated. And then I'm going to start rotating. Make sure it's locked into place, and I'm going to come to the next position, and I'm going to wait for that spiral to come around. And there's the top of the spiral, right there. So I'm going to take jaw number 2, back that off to make sure that the spiral is in the housing. I'm going to take the second jaw, slide it in, give it a little tap, make sure it's seated all the way. Rotate the jaws, and the last position is a little bit tricky on this chuck. I only have one position for the key. Sometimes there are different key positions, but I am going to rotate this until I see the spiral. Whoops. Yeah, this is a little awkward trying to film, but just bear with me. And there's the top of the spiral. I'm going to back that off. Last jaw, little tap. And then I'm going to rotate the chuck to the top position, and I'm just going to do the first couple of turns by hand. And the jaws are installed. Now to speed things up, I'm going to go back to the cordless drill trick. You never ever want to bring the jaws all the way together if you're using a drill. You never want to have more torque on this than you can apply with your hand. So I'm going to bring these together. And as you can see, they are right on. Alright YouTube, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually swap these back to the original jaws and show you just how fast you can do this if you use the drill. Reverse the drill. Grab my chuck key. Got, let's see, jaw number 1. Jaw number 2. And jaw number 3. I'm going to hold that. Okay, they're engaged. Come back with the drill. Check the alignment here. Make sure they all close together. And there you have it. There are people out there that will actually keep a second chuck with the reverse jaws installed because they think it takes less time to swap the chuck on and off. But as you can see, with no trick photography, not speeding up the footage, it's very, very easy to change the jaws once you're familiar with how it's done. Alright YouTube, I'm going to end the video here and start enjoying the rest of my weekend. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. As always, thank you for stopping by. Please rate, comment, and subscribe for more. This has been Jeff at Darkmoon Metals, and I'll see you again soon.